School. It is Fight Girls Soccer State Championships. This is the quarterfinals. Wasatch hosting the visiting, and I'm going to get it right, Olympus High School.
Yes.
Here, number 2 in the Region 5 here with Tucker Puddlewood and Miles Brown Tucker. Tell us what happened the other night, Tuesday night. We had a big night here at Wright Stadium.
Really big game for Wasatch. They started the first half very, very strong, very dominant, just totally pressured Woods Cross and got a 2-0 by the first half. Then by the second half, ended 1-1 for both teams. Wasatch taking the win 3-1. And so now they're out here hoping to make it to the semifinals.
That was a big night. They Woods Cross made it interesting at the end, with a little conservative from Wasatch, but big night here. Miles Brown, welcome to the booth. What can you tell us a little bit about Olympus?
Well, we're looking at a great matchup today. We've got one extremely outstanding player on Olympus, Hope Munson, UNC commit with 26 points leading the Olympus squad. And I believe she's got 11 goals on the season right now. So she's up there in the Utah State leaderboards. And then we've got two other pretty solid players. We've got Kiara Bradley with 19 overall points. And
well, we're talking Wasatch threatening at the goal. And once again, that's Ferreira. And I believe, is that Aspen once again down there on that right side? So
that Ferreira last night was pressuring the goal all night. Got us 2 goals up early in the first half.
Nearly identical goals, too. Same spot both times.
So a little bit more about Olympus. They were these two teams played earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. It ended in a 5-1 victory for Olympus, but we can see we're hopefully looking for a better matchup tonight, as that was an early season game, getting all the early season stuff out of the way.
Yep, that's right. So talked a little bit with the coach. Let me see that form. I can't remember her name. Sorry, I feel bad. Oh, yeah, Jamie Evans, super nice, talked with me a little bit before the game. And, oh, boy. I don't know about you guys. It makes me nervous when Dunn comes out of the box that far.
Me as well.
Yeah, she was super, super nice. And, they've had a really good season. They have 5 losses overall, but 4 of the losses are to 2 teams. They lost twice to 2 different teams. Oof. And she said that was so frustrating. But obviously they're in this really, really tough region and ended up second. So, I think they were happy with their season. And, of course, guys, the big news, the number 1 team of that region was the number 1 team in the state, Skyline, and they got beat the other night.
By Spanish Fork, the 16th seed. Huge upset.
All the coaches, everybody I've talked to, that's just one of the biggest upsets in recent memory to have that. And yet, Evans, talking to her, she said, obviously Region 7's really tough. And so a team like Spanish Fork might be ranked 16, but she said it. She's the one that says anybody in this top 16 could win any night. And so.
But that also just means great news for both of these teams. That really just means a pathway to the championship for both of them if they can pick up this game here tonight.
Here's the first big approach by Olympus has been squandered just a little bit. Coming down the field over there on that far side was Olivia Coons, a senior for Olympus. Coons, I believe it said right here, has scored 4 goals over the season. So they have 5 different girls, guys, that have scored 6 or more goals.
Wow.
So that could come from anywhere. Wasatch is very similar, too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Both of these teams have great depth. So we're looking at a great matchup tonight.
And Gelly takes a shot at goal, and just like that, goalie Josh Baker nets it and brings it on out quickly. I'd say so far it seems like it's been pretty equal possession time, these two teams, so far early in this game. So we're only in 5 minutes. So
we're not seeing a ton of middle play. It's really swinging both sides and just getting up super fast from goal to goal.
it kind of looks like athleticism is with Olympus. They have great athletes, and but I think Coach Evans mentioned that's what she talked about with Wasatch is the athletes and how well trained they are. And she was so the team was so happy coming away with that 5-2 win early in the season. But I would think it's kind of a tale of two teams, guys, over since that loss. So as you mentioned, Tucker, that was early on in the season.
And a huge push from Bingley. Aspen running down the sideline. Crossing in.
And the shot across. There we go. Once again, another save. So already 2 shots on goal, at least, maybe 3, that Joss Baker has had to save. So, Tucker, that's kind of what you talked about 2 nights ago. Wasatch coming out quick.
Wasatch just continues to keep on shooting over and over again, and eventually they just put those shots back in the goal.
And there's an opportunity for Wasatch. Wasatch's going to get a little frustration. I'm looking at a couple times for number 22, Callie Bontempo. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. So guys, a little colder night.
Yeah.
It's at least 10 degrees colder here. It's earlier in the day, but it's still 10 degrees colder. Game time temperature was 45 degrees.
Yeesh.
And I don't think it's going to get warmer. So
I don't think so. We're
just going to continue to get colder.
Hoping we don't see any rain anytime soon. It's what we push the time down for. So we miss all that moisture, but
yeah, Brad Foster was talking about that. They usually like to have the games at 7. And but we were talking before, all 4 matches today are going to be played at 4 o'clock. So we're all 4 are going right now. And this is just when it gets really, really fun in the state tournament.
Because all these teams at this point, they're all very good, very evenly matched. So now with Skyline getting knocked out, this is anybody's game. Everyone has a chance to take home state.
Olympus controlling down on their end for the first time really here in this game. So about 8 minutes in, there's a shot to the corner, and it looks like it's going to go to Wasatch. Other things to look like tonight, guys, here's the brackets. Well, we can look at the, for those of you out there watching, you can look on Deseret News, has a really great setup. They have a real-time scores. You just have to occasionally refresh your page a little bit and be able to see. But right now, no score across the board for any of the 4 games, which is very, very common early on. What you're going to see is lower scores, guys, I think, in all these matches. I mean, you've seen some 5 and 6 goal games so far in this tournament. Now, I just don't think you're going to see that anymore.
Like we were talking about earlier, is we're getting to these higher seeds and we're just seeing more and more athleticism, and I think just those teams clashing, we're going to see some really, really great matchups, and that's what makes late playoffs so much fun to watch.
Wasatch down on their end, I'm sorry to interrupt, down on their end, trying to get lots of pestering. And here's once again, Cicely Clark. Nope, that's not Cicely Clark. I'm sorry. It is Cicely Clark. She's over on that side. It looks like this ball is going to stay with Wasatch.
Wasatch with another chance to get a shot on goal.
So, Tucker, you mentioned Ferreira, 2 goals the other night, but both times Bengelli was the one that ended up pushing it from the left and pushing over to the right where Ferreira was. And
that's what made Wasatch so dominant in that whole first half, was that they just kept on pushing it and pushing it. The moment to go down to their side, immediately kick it to the other side, sprint on over, and get a shot on goal. And it worked for them, but we're not seeing too much of that dominance in this first half of this game. Maybe it's just because it's really cold, maybe something else, but hope to see the intensity pick up.
Ellie Carl also sorry to interrupt you, also down on this far side, push it on. End, but let's see, we got Reese Myers. It looks like Cicely Clark is out there, and Jane Woolley. So the starters for Wasatch. And here comes Olympus. There's a kick out of bounds. And I believe that was
Aspen Ivy.
Yeah, Aspen. That's a good call right there. Boy, on that Friday, we need some binoculars.
You were talking about Reese Myers last night with those clears. She's got a great leg. They were utilizing that on the free kicks as well. She had a few just above the goal.
Yes.
So we're hoping to see something exciting from her tonight.
Wasatch playing real good defense down on the end. Not really allowing Olympus to get a lot of shots. So, in fact, I don't think a shot on goal yet, right?
Mm-mm.
There's one from Hope Munson that got touched out, but
pretty far from the goal.
Not a lot of opportunities. And then we see that again. Talia Wagstaff with the deflection to Aspen. Aspen clearing it up the field.
For Olympus, number 21, Anna Neff. 22, Callie Bontempo. Number 6, Ella Shooter. And let's see the other players that are on right now. 19, McCoy Cavazos. Sorry, I knew that. I looked at that earlier. 36, Kara Bradley. That throw in that time. I don't know that player. We don't have that one marked. So it's number 5, and I can't. Oh, there it is. Hope Munson. That was the one you were talking about earlier. Yeah, so. Yeah, so top goals for Skyline, I believe, is Munson. 11 goals on the season.
26 points overall. Killing it for her team.
For the viewers out.
Oh, yeah. The nice thing about both of these teams is that it's not just controlled by one player who's just so good. Both of these teams, it's their entire team. They all help contribute so much, and they all play their part so well that it makes these games so much more interesting, because without even just one of them, the team just would not be able to play the same.
Here's an opportunity brewing for Olympus. Oh, and that shot is going to go off over the goal. Boy, it looked like an opportunity to put it right over in front of the goal that time. And that was Kara Bradley. Bradley right there that just did that. She's a freshman.
Wow.
They have 2 different freshmen, I believe, that play, and maybe more. We'll see as the game goes. Olivia Dunn clearing downfield and quickly controlled. This is one of the things that Wasatch does well. That looked like that was going to be a pass to somebody streaking down that right side, but that player just...
Nobody ran down.
Nobody there.
Pass to nobody. Unfortunate.
I was looking at a couple of the replays the other night, and there was a couple of times Aspen Ivy and the other one was one of the Woods Cross players. And I have that roster anyway. I was looking at how they were sprinting down, chasing. They call it chasing the pass. And, boy, there was a good pass that time, but it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Looks like.
Oh, I think it was a foul.
Yeah, there was a foul.
Offsides. I think he called offsides.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And, but I watched these players, and I rewound it on the really awesome Sting TV broadcast that Corey Lang and the gang do. And I was looking at their 40. So it was comparable to like a 40-yard run.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. They were flying. They were running them in 5 seconds.
Jeez.
If I had a little stopwatch, and 5-second 40s flying.
Extremely impressive.
For guys.
Yeah.
Even that, and so
and during game time, being tired out, playing all game,
yes,
and holding that time, that's incredible.
And one of those was the second half, and so anyway, it's just impressive, and for viewers listening out there, you're the ones that probably know the game of soccer, but boy, it's like people that play soccer wanting to get the crowd involved to learn the game a little bit more that we just don't really know here in the United States as much as other countries. We do know much more than we did 20 years ago. That's for dang sure. So, and there's a clear down that time. That's Lucy Gibson. Gibson did a really great job the other night as well. One of the defenders.
Looking for Ferreira, but just wasn't quite there that time. And it goes back to Ferreira. See if she can make anything out of it. It's going to get shut down by Olympus.
Natalia Wagstaff in there. She so far not any substitutions yet for either team. We're at 25, a little less than 25 minutes remaining.
Olympus taking it down.
And a cross up, headed out by Jane Woolley to Ellie Carl. Carl gets it up.
Kicks it out of bounds.
Olympus looks like they're trying. They kind of see the strategy. Wasatch seems to like to streak on the sides and kick across. Olympus a couple of times has gone right to the middle of the field with a couple of players then swinging out. So
they take a horizontal switch. They switch sides of the field and then try and push it up in the middle.
Really interesting to see teams and their strategies. So guys, it's funny. We definitely had a few people listening the other night, and
yep.
And we got really nice compliments. And there's player down. Oh, there's that was happening right there. They go to the middle, and then the streaks on the sides go where Wasatch starts on the sides and kicks toward the middle. But it was a great compliment, and we were happy to have people listening, people at the school, and so
it was a very big game. Glad that everyone was able to tune in.
Well, for a 45-degree day,
we've got a
pretty good
turnout.
crowd. Yeah.
A good mixture of students, parents, and ex-players. Love to see the support out here.
Here comes Olympus. See, there they are in the middle.
Going straight in.
Back, and it's kicked out by Wagstaff. Good defense there. Just tons of pressure on the defensive side here at Wasatch.
There's first substitutions of the game.
Anna Risto for Bridget Ferreira and
Carly Anderson
for Talia Wagstaff.
Nice call. So what's it like, guys, playing soccer in the cold? It's probably better than playing in the heat, but once it gets too cold, right?
It just gets miserable. But, I mean, playing for this long, I think that by the second half it's going to start feeling pretty good. Running nonstop for that long really gets just really hot, and the cold air usually just makes it feel way better.
And it seemed like it started a little bit slower at the beginning of the half, just everybody getting adjusted to the temperature, but now that they're all moving, things are pacing up a little bit. Kicks are getting a little more precise.
Into the game for, oh, no, they're not going to do it. It looks like they were going to do a little substitution, but maybe they. So it looks like coming out of the game for Olympus is number 22. There it is, Callie Bontempo, senior. She's going to come out. It looked like the header on that just kind of sent her a little silly, but which I don't understand how it doesn't happen every time. Yeah.
With it being so cold, the ball it is going to hurt more.
It looks like checking into the game is number 2. And help me find
Olivia
number 2.
Kunz.
There it is, Olivia Kunz.
Kunz, my bad. Oops.
Looks like they're giving it to Olympus. Wasatch fans not very supportive of that call, but they get it up the sideline, kicked out by Olympus. Wasatch throw-in down at the 35-yard line. Back out again.
Yeah, just a battle on those throw-ins, isn't it? Wasatch looks like they're struggling a little bit like Woods Cross was the other night with their throw-ins.
Not being able to get possession of the ball when they want it.
Olympus is playing extremely physical, like Woods Cross did in the second half of 2 nights ago. Throwing Wasatch off a little bit, not letting them get comfortable.
And, after the game, Tucker, Corey Lang called it. Here comes Olympus. And there's a shot on goal. Oh, bobbled a little bit. Done off her chin and chest. I think she's okay. It looks like the ref's going to come check her. And she's got the thumbs up, but
Dunn couldn't get the initial catch. Bounced on the floor, and an Olympus player came in. They body checked a little bit, but it looks like Antonia Dunn's good. We love to see that.
What a trooper.
It looks like it was number 20, Hallie Hansen, in there battling. And, boy, all it needed to do was bobble just a little bit more, and that would have been an opportunity.
And Clark down to Carl on the sideline, intercepted by Munson. They're going to play that corner. Munson's going to take it.
You can already see a little bit of the strength of Olympus. Wasatch was winning those battles down the sideline the other night, and these two teams are just what it looks like to me, guys, is right off defenders dominating the game.
Yeah, this is a huge defensive battle. Neither offense able to get comfortable and get the looks that they usually do. So we're going to see who can flip the script first and get the first goal.
Wasatch with a throw-in, but immediately Olympus all over it, and here they come. They take possession quickly. That's 4 in a row throw-ins lost by Wasatch that I just counted. And it could be more, but that's just the 4 that I saw. But Wasatch gets it back.
They get it off to the sideline again. Aspen slowing it down a little bit, trying to find an option. She gets it to the middle. Clark.
There's Clark. No, and
bobbled.
just like that, cleared. So it looked like Clark, and that time Risto down waiting.
A great touch from Clark, getting it to Bingley. Back to Ivy, back to Clark, down the sideline.
Clark has
Munson
it.
is all over that.
You know, it's crazy. Munson down on the defensive end, but has 11 goals on the year, so obviously must trade positions, which is what they do sometimes, and different strategies, again, from different coaches.
Well, you see her all over the offensive ball, too, getting crosses and getting into the middle. I think that's just a ton of hustle on her part. But will she run out of juice by the end of the game if she's playing like that all day?
Referee coming and doing a little switch on the Wasatch side. And once again, will be Molly Goodrich checking in for the first time tonight. As she did the other night, Goodrich came in, did a really good job. It seems like Goodrich was playing kind of a midfield, but we'll see what she does tonight. So what's in store for this game, guys? This is the quarterfinals. That means start with 8. It's kind of like the Elite 8, what most people are used to, the March Madness, you know.
Well, we're looking, winner of this gets to go play at the Real Salt Lake Academy Arena, just a bit smaller than Rio Tinto, but the finals will be played at Rio Tinto, where the
America First Field, right? Yeah, for the finals. But what a fun ride for kids. They're playing and playing on those really nice fields. Here we go, coming down and that's going to be halted, but
Very good defense by Olympus.
But Wasatch is going to get a throw-in clear down on their side. They haven't had a shot on goal since early in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. So 17 and a half minutes left here in the first half. And we're locked at 0. There's the throw-in, and it's going to be taken, but Wasatch is going to give that. Oh, and there's another kick out. So,
oh, my.
Wow, they're going to call that little foul on Wasatch. I think they give that to Gibson. Gibson did get a couple the other night.
Played very good.
We've got a very physical game out here.
Both teams want this win so badly.
And it's booted up. Gibson on that. Gets it out of bounds.
Wasatch.
And as we were mentioning, you know, these teams being able to move on. Skyline, as we mentioned, the number 1 seed already knocked out. They were last year's state champs. But Olympus, super happy to be in the position they are at this time. So Olympus has always had a strong program, but on their roster, you can see a lot of young players.
A lot of freshmen.
And building for the future. So Wasatch the same, although no freshmen really, but still.
Other than, I think, Ellie Carl being the only freshman on the varsity team for Wasatch.
That is exactly right.
Bingley up the sideline to Clark. Put out of bounds by Olympus. Thrown back in to Risto. Risso gets a touchdown to the corner.
Bingelli going to be down and battle there. That could be a
It's
corner
a corner
kick.
for
Wasatch.
Wasatch. Great hustle there.
By
Great
Bingley.
physicality.
Crowd giving kudos on that play. Looks like it's going to be the first corner kick of the game for Wasatch. That's Carly Anderson. It's going to right foot kick, so it's going to spin toward the goal. Let's see if Wasatch can get in on it. Kick is up. Caught quickly.
By
Well
Baker.
done. Josh Baker handled that well.
And the crazy thing about Olympus's team, when you play a ton of young girls trying to build for the future, you don't see a lot of success in the postseason, but obviously Olympus getting far with such young talent. So we're curious to see what they've got for the future.
Well,
They
and
can do
like
this while this young.
And like you say, just like anything can happen, you know. It's I mean, who would have thought the Dodgers were going to get eliminated by the Diamondbacks
Right.
last night, you know? So all
Oh.
right, there's a little
Very
Foul.
obvious foul.
foul that time. Looks like Kayla
Can't do
Bradley. I don't have a year on Bradley. I think she was a young one too, though. If you guys can read this, I tried to get some of the years. Those years
Okay.
or those numbers are years. So here's the kick up. At this time, Reese Myers, this is what she did really well last night. But, yeah, both teams defenders right now just
Yeah.
controlling in front of the net.
Great touch
Great.
by Brown. Getting it off the offensive, but they get it right back. She crosses middle like we were talking about, but it's just 1-on-4. They couldn't quite get the look they wanted. Bingley fighting for that header. Goes to Olympus, but she gets in front of it. Bingley taking it through the
ball down.
middle. And she
There's
crosses
the
it up,
pass.
but
Cicely
Clark just wasn't there.
not there. So
that was a great look, great hustle from number 9.
we expect to see this as a defensive battle. So far, teams showing athleticism, but boy, defense is in the rule right now. I got to look up 74.
And it goes to the middle on the 45, getting pushed up. But the cross across to the left side just wasn't there for Olympus. Right now for Olympus, it's just the passes. They've got the looks, but they're just, seems
Kicked
like
out
they're
of
a little
bounds by
sped up.
Olympus.
Okay, I wondered that. Kayla Bradley, also a freshman.
Wow.
Holy smokes. Wow.
Wasatch throwing it in. Oh.
Little break in the action. Stop. The clock has stopped. It didn't stop once in the first half the other night that I remember. And already 2 or 3 times here today. Only about 12 and a half minutes left. That's going to be McCoy Cavazos coming
Subbing
out of
in
the game.
for 14.
Coming in,
14.
36 coming in.
Oh.
Kiara Bradley. I think Bradley stepped out for just a little bit, take a breather. So, yeah, this is where, guys, it's just a battle of wits and will on these little sideline throw-ins. I mean, it's just both teams defending so well. It's just teams looking for the slightest little advantage and then hoping to strike.
Olympus being very
Great
physical.
play from these two,
Passing.
Corbridge and
Wow. I got to give that
Wasatch
to
did
Olympus, though. I mean, Wasatch did a fantastic job of passing there, but, boy,
Olympus being very physical, very tough.
Bradley just stopping the momentum. So, you know,
Looks
as
like-
much as they did great there, that just stopped their momentum.
Myers trying to get it up. Olympus will get the first touch, and they'll get it out. They've got a break on the left side, but it'll get slowed down. Yep, there we go. Again, just these two defenses breaking up each other's pushes. Nobody can really get anything close to the goal.
Oh, opportunity miss off the leg that time by Kara Bradley. If that had gone to her, she had a wide open spot. And with two, that would have been a 2-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look at these teams, as we've mentioned there. Thank you. All the games across the board, no score yet in any of the games. And
Olympus throwing the ball in, hoping to get a shot on goal.
this is one of the freshmen, Bradley, throwing that in. And Olympus controlling it just a little bit. So Olympus looks like they are not afraid to spread back, to come back midfield. As you mentioned, so you're looking at, guys, these final 4 games. What's the one thing that you see? You see teams from Region 7.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of the final 8 teams are from Region 7, which speaks highly of the difficulty level of Region 7. But I think 2 of the other ones are also from Region 5 with Olympus.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just looking at cream of the crop. It's just a great time for high school sports to get down and dirty for girls soccer.
And if you paid attention to the end of Region 7 play, it was no definitive winner. I mean, it was between Timpview and Maple and everybody, and it came down to Wasatch and Timpview at the end, and Wasatch ended up taking Timpview down 3-1.
Yeah, Wasatch ended with like a 5-match win streak at the end of the season, and that was just there was a stronger end of the season. Their losses were most of them at the first part. So
and 2 of them to Maple Mountain. They just could not figure out Maple Mountain's offense, and that'll be an interesting matchup if we see them again in the
first
quarterfinals.
Corner kick of the night for Olympus, and it flies across and saved, so they'll keep possession. And like you say, it's crazy when you're talking about Maple Mountain beating Wasatch. Wasatch ended up 3rd in the RPI, Maple Mountain 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show, like you're saying, just teams at any given time. But Wasatch really earned their ranking in that last part of the season, 100%. I think.
The funny thing about it, too, is that this team is almost the exact same team as it was last year. And last year, Wasatch didn't do too good in the end of their season, and with nearly the exact same players, now they've gone this far to make it to the quarterfinals, pushing for semifinals. And it's just, they've just completely changed up their entire game.
Mm-hmm. Like we said, just playing that first year with younger girls, just figuring it out, getting the varsity pace, and they figured it out, and they're giving it all their senior year. We've loved watching every second of it. It goes back to Dunn. Dunn will have an opportunity to do what she needs.
Both goalies clearing a lot from their ends, aren't they? A lot tonight.
And Dunn boots it past midfield.
The punters on the football team can go that way. Here's an opportunity on the right. That's Kira Bradley, the freshman. She's going to kick it right toward the goal, and Dunn makes the good choice. I thought she might hesitate, which could have been bad. So she made the choice and got the grab.
Antonia Dunn has been huge for Wasatch this season. A notable game against Springville. She kept them tied all game, sent them to overtime, and they just got a lucky break, Springville. But Antonia Dunn has been huge. Tons of one-handed saves last night, or the other night against Woods Cross. Extremely talented.
Yeah, there was that phase in the second half that, boy, that game could have changed so quickly because Woods Cross had a definite couple of really good looks. Thank you for joining us on Sting TV. There's about 7 minutes left here in this first half, and 0-0 game so far has been very exciting. Both teams showing their defensive stuff, and at the same time, there have been a few shots on goal. So
Olympus bringing it down.
Once
Wasatch
again,
takes it back.
Clark pushing it up the left side of the field.
boy,
But
Clark just got
Man.
robbed, though.
Bradley just pushed her way right through and got the ball back for Olympus.
Bradley is just fast and strong, and
Ooh,
that's just
possible
hard for
mistake that time by. There's a
Shot
shot
by
on
Ellen.
goal.
Saved by Baker.
That's Ferreira.
Carl.
Okay.
Carl.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Carl. Thank you.
Carl taking it to the right side of the goal, but
Frere's on the
it was low.
bench right now.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That just looked like where Ferreira usually was, but you got that right.
Oh,
It was a
and a
mistake.
mistake from
Who's going to
Holy.
get to it first? Is it going
Dunn
to be
will
done?
get there.
Wow.
That could have been
great
very
save
bad.
from Dunn. Huge play. That was a wide open break for number 21.
That was Anna Neff for Olympus. She has 8 goals this season. Boy, she was smelling that water right there, wasn't she?
You could see it in her eyes, and she was ready to put that in, but Dunn was there first.
Both goalies have been really putting in the work this game. Multiple shots on goals from both teams, all saved by both goalies. The defense for both these teams is just very impressive.
They'll get it up. Woolley with a ton of strong headers tonight on the defensive clears.
Looking down the sideline. Oh, she was
Missed
calling for
kick,
it. Just
yeah.
couldn't get it to her.
Behind her, she doesn't realize it. Munson gets in there to separate the ball from Gibson. Looks like they're going to switch sides again, hoping to get it clear into the middle. She sees her girl, but she keeps it on the floor. But it stays in Olympus possession. Olympus looking
Shot
to
on
attack.
goal.
Shot. And it goes out
Way to the
far
right.
right side. Looks like they're getting a few opportunities, but just their feet aren't getting the ball where they want it to.
And you know that really is the sign of good defensive teams. They just make the offense look slow.
Right.
And
Just flustering them and making them uncomfortable.
and you think about it, it's like that in almost any sport where there's offense defense, like basketball, for example. Here's
And a
an
great
opportunity.
cross from Bingley
And
down
taking
Carl.
the ball down.
And Aristo's going to
Crosses. Couldn't quite get it there. Left it on the
Olympus
ground.
Kicks it out of bounds.
Aristo a little unhappy. She was hoping to get that, I think, just up a little higher.
That was a great push from Wasatch, showing what they can do, but
How many times
Bradley pushes
have
her way
both
through
of
it.
these teams been dribbling and somebody comes up from behind
Right.
the other team? That's what, again, the defensive knowledge and ability both
Wasatch
these
ball.
coaches seem to instill in their team. So
and Bradley's just been all over that tonight. Huge show of defensive effort.
Shutting down Clark nearly every time she takes it
Yeah.
down. Reese Myers with the kick.
Right down the center at 40. Gets it up. Bingley's there.
Bingelly, almost got it. That was a good plan that time. Right in the middle, kind of similar to a Olympus attack. Looked like that time. Although, did happen several times last night. Okay, I got to tell you, I went and talked to the coaches before the game the other night. They said it was Bingelly. You guys are saying Bingley.
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 Some
Oh.
take or say it the way that they see it, but
We got to ask Berkeley, I guess, and maybe you guys you get it from her. So
yeah, we've known her for a while. She's always
Some-
pronounced it Bingley, but
Bingley.
Yeah,
Okay,
Bingley.
good. That's good to know.
Some know her more than others, but
We'll call it that.
Olympus throwing it in to Bradley.
Bradley gets it up. It's anybody's ball right now.
Again,
Anderson.
fighting for it.
defensively, Wasatch in their faces just a little bit, but
Oh,
Oh, and a little clash there. But Brown will get it out to Risto. Risto can't quite get the touch, but she does fight for it.
who are they going to call? Oh, they're going to call
Great.
Wasatch with a little shove.
I don't know about that one, but oh well.
Just huge display of physicality on both sides.
Crowd
Hopefully the
letting
rest.
the main referee know that call.
Yeah,
But I got to say, I thought I saw Risto with a little bit of
a little.
elbow, a little shove. But you know what? That's what it has to be. It has to be, if it's going to be this close, it's got to be that physical.
And it goes middle.
Boy, opportunities
Little
here
scramble for both sides, neither gaining
Olympus.
possession, but now
Olympus
Olympus
will keep it
grab
in.
it. Munson
Shot
taking
on
a shot
goal.
on goal, but Antonia Dunn is there once again.
Boy, the little short hop, that can be tough.
Minute 20 left in the game. This whole first half has been, half. My bad. This whole first half has been just back and forth with the defense. Both teams getting incredible shots on goal, but the defense and the goalies really have been
And
the highlight
Clark
of this game.
keeping it from side to side, but she couldn't quite keep it there at the end.
Under a minute left. There's a throw in with Haywood. Clark gets manhandled. No call there.
Man,
Clark still on the ground.
down. Clark's slow to get up, but she is up.
Deflected
Boy,
off
teams
of
just like they're
Woolley.
punching each
Oh.
other. And not literally. They're just
Oh.
there's the
Woolley with a little
spin
bit
throw.
of pizzazz there on the throw. Doesn't quite get it to our girl, but she gets it up far. Oh, man. Olympus just
Lots of battling going on.
huge battle. Wasatch will end up with it.
10
Olympus
seconds
foul.
left in the half.
That was
Reese Myers
Beasley
gets it up. Fight for it.
right in front of the
Munson gets it
goal.
out.
Once again, time is going to run out. And
That is your half.
guys,
0-0.
So we're going to talk just really quickly, as we mentioned, what can you say about a 0-0 game? But holy cow, dynamite.
Yeah.
You got a fan right there. So, Tucker, what right now does Wasatch need to do to change this game? And then you be thinking about what Olympus does.
Well, what made Wasatch so dominant last game against Woods Cross in the whole first half was that they pushed everything. Anytime the ball was thrown in, they would fight for it. They'd push their way through, and they'd get it back. In this first half, we're not seeing as much of that physicality. And I think if Wasatch can just increase their intensity just by a little bit, just get maybe like half of the times when they lose the ball, just they'd be able to keep it, I think that would change the game just a ton.
And Miles, Olympus obviously with game plan, but
Yeah.
both similar. What do they need to do?
Man, Olympus is just doing a great job of flustering Wasatch with their physicality. I mean, you can just see how much taller and bigger some of them are. But when you see Wasatch turn up the hustle and turn up the physicality, it almost throws Olympus off guard. It seems like Olympus is used to being, the bigger team. So I think Wasatch here, if they can just turn it up and play a little more physical, I feel like we're going to get a great second half as well with tons of offensive pushes and even better defense.
As we mentioned, these games, all four of these quarterfinal games, I just think they're going to be low-scoring games. They're just going to be like this. It would be interesting to see all of them.
And still zeros across the board.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a little refresh here and just see what the halftime scores are of the other games. But every time I do this, I have to go here and
The
put
freshman
that back. So it
just
looks
gonna
like,
kick it
yeah,
right
every
toward
game
the
so
goal.
far,
Six.
0-0.
Wow.
There's a
Shot
shot
on
on
goal.
goal. So, guys, we're
Saved
going to
by
take a
Big
break.
Big.
Thanks for
Mistake
joining us. Brent Martindale
gonna
here
get
with
to it
Tucker
first?
Calderwood
It's
and
done.
Miles
Both of
Brown.
these
And, guys,
teams
we'll be
dribbling
back
and
in a
somebody
few.
comes up
Thanks
from
for
behind
joining
the
us
team.
on
That's what-
Sting TV.
Bristow can't quite get the touch, but she does fight for it.
Who are they?
Bristow can't quite get the touch, but she does fight for it.
Who are they? And welcome back here to the second half. Wright Tree Stadium on the campus of Wasatch High School. This is the 5A quarterfinals. Girls soccer. Wasatch hosting Olympus High School. What is their mascot? I don't have it anywhere. So Wasatch immediately coming down in front of their goal. And a little mistake there. So Wasatch will take over. Guys watching them come out of the locker room and being able to get in and looking at their huddles. Boy, Wasatch had big energy. So here we go, corner kick right off in the first minute here. Is that Bingley? No,
It'll be stay Wasatch's
that
ball.
was Carl. There's a kick up toward goal. That's going to be trouble. Almost. Wow.
Baker with the save, though.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes. It hasn't said.
Wasatch keeping the ball. Olympus takes it right back. Both of these teams have been so very dominant in terms of trying to keep the ball. Really just...
Thank you.
Antonio Dunn saved
Great effort from Woolley.
Great defense by Wasatch.
We were mentioning, guys, the double overtime win for Maple the other night over Tim. And so the rules of high school, 2 overtimes. And then shootout. And Maple.
And again, playing the throw in.
Oh.
Woolley and Brown,
That's
1-on-2 against
of Olympus.
Kicked out of bounds.
Got
Woolley
beat out
gets
by
there.
Woolley. Woolley has definitely done her job this half, guys.
Olympus putting on the pressure there a little bit, but Jane Woolley just shows her speed and gets in front of 21.
Neff with 8 goals on the year. It's like she was hungry to get past, but just couldn't beat Woolley. Ferreira playing up high, trying to be there, it looks like, and there's an opportunity.
Headers it out to Clark. Clark gets it across the field to Wagstaff. They're just trying to find options to get it up the field, and
Go ahead and get in there.
gets it to
Aston Ivy
That
taking it
pass.
down.
Ivy gets it
Ivy
across.
controls on the inside. She's going to get it taken, but if Cicely Clark can get there, not quite.
Baker with a grab.
Baker grabbing it on the end line. Baker gets it midfield.
And it will
Looks like
be
it's won
hit
by
out of bounds
Wasatch.
by Olympus.
So let's go back to the grading, guys. This time, let's see, we talked about the goalies, both goalies. And that's going to go to Olympus on that throw-in. I'm just going to say it. Cicely Clark just looks frustrated. She just looks like she's either, I don't know if she's hurting or just frustrated with, and that's what we talked about, these defenders on both teams frustrating the offense.
Both of these teams used to just being able to bully their way through the defense and be able to score, but now playing against each other with great defenses, they haven't been able to adapt to be able to score yet.
So the grades for these goalies, I think I don't know if it was you saying, Baker, you gave an A, and
I think we both agreed on both of them getting an A, but my take was Baker, yeah, definitely an A. She's been doing great for Olympus, not letting a lot getting into the box.
I would say both goalies have earned their salaries tonight. So, and that's hard to think that it's going to come down to that. Boy, it's looking at the moment, these teams are battling to overtime possibilities.
And at this point, whoever makes the first goal will change everything. At this point, with less than 23 minutes left in the second half, 0-0, both teams fighting so hard. Whoever gets the first goal, that'll change the entire game.
Yeah, because immediately the team that scores is going to go full defensive. They'll take whatever they need to make sure nobody's able
Olympus
to.
throws it in. Olympus keeping control.
Coons over on the left.
Tons
She
of
is
movement.
swarmed quickly. Boy, they're Olympus handling it well, but right as we speak,
Clark getting the
stolen
ball
by
back.
Clark.
Passes it to Ivy.
Ivy gets it up, trying to look for Ferreira.
Ball's
a
going to
little
stay
bit
in
long.
play, but Ferreira's not going to get there in time. So
Ball goes back to Baker in goal. They switch sides of the field with it.
So I'm going to call it, guys. The team that wins this game tonight is the team that will make the fewest number of errors here in the last 20 minutes of the game.
100%. I mean, it's all coming down to right now. I mean,
One little error is going to allow somebody to try a
Exactly.
chance to score. So
both of these teams, anytime they get the ball up the field, it's a 0-error push. But as soon as you see one fumbled ball or one fumbled touch, that's when you see everything break down. So whoever can push it all the way up until the goal and put one in. It looks like Brown one-on-one.
Kicked out of bounds by Wasatch.
No, I don't think that's what she wanted to do. I think she had an opportunity maybe to control it, but so Olympus going to do a throw-in, going to have a throw-in right here.
Ball goes over into the middle.
So as these teams battle, looking for whatever opportunity, at this stage, I think, Tucker, you mentioned it earlier, it's going to end up being the team that's in best shape physically, and that can give the little extra in the last few minutes. So, but boy, right now they are so even.
Both offenses just keep on trying to push it, but the defense.
Great save, great hustle play there by.
Very well.
So we're looking at Deseret News. Either they're not doing updates or no one has scored a goal. I mean, anywhere in the States, 6A, 4A, 5A. So I'm not sure. The other night it was constant updates. Every time I refreshed, it was just something telling.
Great defensive play by
Jane
Gibson there. I believe that's Gibson.
Oh, that's Woolley.
It is Gibson is 4, so.
I was wrong. Never mind. I don't know my girls. Clearly not.
Love them, but sometimes we forget them. It's all right, Tucker.
"19 minutes left. 19 and a little left here in this game, which is gobs of time for these teams.
Olympus having another chance to get a shot on goal.
A little mistake there.
Willie will take possession.
Allow Wasatch possession. That's going to allow a throw in there.
Wasatch ball.
Not sure what the Olympus player was intending to do.
Carly
Maybe.
Anderson and Hannah Risto subbing on for Reese Myers and Bridget Ferreira.
Risto's the one that came in last night and scored the
winning goal.
The third goal for Wasatch. It seemed winning, didn't it? Because the one goal lead wasn't enough. It just seemed like anything could happen. So
there was just such little time that her putting that rebound in was just the nail in the coffin and sold it for Wasatch.
Ivy couldn't quite get there in time, so you know, at this stage, the dates of the games, if the winner of this game, as you mentioned, will play at Zions Bank Stadium, that date is October 17th.
In the middle of fall break.
So you will have many sports playing in the middle of fall break. You have the last round, basically, of girls and boys, girls soccer, but also football. And
Carl tried to do it herself. Didn't quite get it. Goes back Clark. Clark
Munson
pushes it
with
to
great defense.
cross. Oh, that was an opportunity. Missed again. Beautifully done. Beautiful pass cross right in front of the goal. Plug it in.
Olympus throwing the ball in.
And just like we were talking at the beginning of the game, I mean, the difference in score from when they played them preseason, 5-2.
7 goals in
Yeah.
that game, yeah.
Man, this is just
Deflected
they
off
both
of Risto.
figured it out, and they're both just destroying on defense here.
So would you call that less offense and more defense, or just strategy of teams? What you know, why is that? 7 goals and none?
I just think from what I've seen, it's so much physicality. There's a lot of fouls being called, right? So, I mean, you can't play a ton of strategy around fouls. So I think it's just the hustle from both teams and the grit and the desire to win. I think we're just seeing a really tough matchup right now.
Olympus will throw the ball in again. Very Lots of pressure from Wasatch.
A little too much hands going to be called against Wasatch there. That was Wagstaff and Bingley.
Olympus free kick at the 45-yard line. Kick
Booted
goes
down,
over
and
right to
Antonio
Dunn.
will save it.
Great control from Dunn.
At this point in the game, with less than 16 minutes left in the half, I would not be surprised if both teams start playing way more aggressive.
And a great push. Can Risso get there? Oh.
Great save that time by Baker.
Baker, what a great heads-up play to get out of that box and get it out of there. But that was a great push.
Risto looking like wanted a little bit of that magic like the other night. So, but Baker, this to me, where I feel like Baker is one of the best goalies I've seen this season.
Oh,
here.
100%. I mean, her and Tony are just.
Yeah, they're just battling out together. There's a good pass across the field there.
Oh, no.
Opportunity. Again, the
Saved by Antonio.
Call offsides.
Another goalie save, this time by Dunn. Boy, it's like the goalies are playing against each other.
I think that right side AR called the offsides there.
Oh,
Looks like
good call.
Tony was just a little bit above.
That was Olivia Coons with the opening there. So another great pass. Risto, but it is again taken away, cleared by Olympus. And once again, here comes Olympus, but again defended. So
just a lot of back and forth play for both teams.
What I'm seeing a lot of here on the defensive end from Baker Bradley.
Beautiful pass to Coons.
And
Wow,
Woolley gets in front of it.
Boy, that was risky. A risky
Great
defensive
get
move
out.
right in front of the goal.
Bingley taking the ball up. Pass it to Ivy.
Wasatch did get called.
And a great push.
Sicily with the ball.
Yeah, that was way offside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh,
Could
man.
see that.
But like I was saying earlier,
Oh, let's go replay.
from Bradley and Jane Woolley, you're seeing a lot of them sitting behind the offensive player, and as soon as that ball comes in, they just sneak around it.
Try to sneak off.
Make it look like it's open, and they just get there and get in front of it.
And I don't think Clark was trying to be that far ahead. I think she just happened to get caught
Yeah.
a little ahead. So Bingley gonna
Fake
do a
pass.
little fake there, and here's
Ivy
Ivy.
pushing it
And it
down.
gets up, but back to Baker.
Midfield passes seem to be just going a little strong for the strikers, for the forwards on both teams. They just seem to, although twice down there, Olympus has had closer shots. Once again, Coons just not able to keep up. So, despite the shot from Risto over here a little bit ago, was that Risto that made the one that just went wide left?
Couldn't quite go, yeah. Oh, no, that was Ferreira, where she got the cross in the middle.
I was thinking that shot just a few minutes ago that went
Oh.
right past the left pole. There's
Looks like number
opportunity.
7.
Another
But Gibson gets in front of it.
Oh, and they're going to call it against Olympus.
Wow.
That is a surprise.
Man.
Not sure if we got a replay on that. Here's the
Huge plays
replay.
from the defense.
I'm completely baffled by that, actually.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a good defensive play, but
that was. I think
Wow.
we all would have been fine with a no call, but
yeah, I agree.
man, we're just seeing so much defensive hustle and just putting your body on the line here from Wasatch. So
As
many
they should
times.
too. For most of these girls, this could be their last game playing soccer, so they're throwing everything out onto this field.
Little miscommunication, Olympus, and here comes Wasatch. Again, defended well, but
Carl gets
Carl
in front
taking
of
it down.
Carl's going to shoot. Looks like she was just going to take a 40-yard shot there.
Stays Wasatch ball.
Wasatch throw and down here at the 20. Pretty close in territory. And she gets it up to Clark. Oh.
Kicked out of bounds.
Kicked
by
out of bounds.
Are we
That's
gonna
going to be
get
a
a corner
corner kick.
Wasatch with another chance to get a
That
shot
right
on
there,
goal.
guys, that might be one of the mistakes right there. Here's an opportunity with the corner kick. It looks like it is going to be, once again, Anderson. She's going to right foot, so it's going to spin toward the goal. It's going to bend toward the goal. That's kicked out of play and kicked out of bounds. So, again, strong defense. Boy, that kick was right in front. That was just landing right in front. Wow, Ivy with a shot toward the front of the goal again, and that's going to be another corner kick.
Wasatch this year, I know they've struggled a little bit on the corner kicks. They haven't scored much. Maybe just 1 or 2 goals. A lot of it just coming from those huge stretches of offensive push. But, I mean, the placement's there.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure it all
I
out.
agree. I thought the other
Wasatch
night it
with
was
another shot.
too. Once again, kicks up right in front. Almost had her. Bingley, look at how upset she is. Saw that happening there and an opening. So, yeah, no, I agree. It seems like their corner kicks are going right where you want, right where they want.
Exactly.
And it just shows how hard it is. It's just a tough. It's one of the ways I really appreciate soccer. It's like, it's easy to say people in the United States just don't know the game yet. But, if we were sitting in a crowd at Wrexham or something and watching the game, the crowd would have been so excited for that little corner kick right there, and because it's so close and there's such demand of perfection in the skill that, we'll just say it. Many Americans just don't really appreciate it yet. But it's changing.
With less than 10 minutes left in the half, still 0-0.
Man, this game is just flying by for all of us here in the booth.
Hasn't once been a stop clock this half.
Looks like Anderson will try and push it up. Couldn't quite find anybody there.
Reese Myers getting ready to go in for Wasatch. That's going to be controlled.
Woolley taking a shot at the AR, getting it out of bounds.
And this is the stage of the game. Like you say, you're seeing a little hands on hips, bending over to catch your breath.
But with less and less time, we're feeling a lot more pressure. You can see it in both sides.
None of these teams want to take it to overtime. They want to just get a goal and finish it, but
Munson's throw in. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. It's like you just don't want to go longer.
Great clear from Gibson, getting them out of a sticky situation there.
both teams are tired. It's cold outside, and just having it just 0-0 is just really frustrating for all the players out on the field right now.
We're going to have more for all of you on Sting TV. We hope you stay with us tonight. There's girls volleyball right after this game. We'll also be doing that, and it is senior night. Talk about tough regions. There isn't a sport right now tougher than volleyball that the Region 7 it dominates in right now. They have 3 teams in the top 7.
Wow.
And Wasatch has had to play them with their young team and their best
Great move
player.
from Ivy.
Great pass. There's Bingley. Not going to get to it in time. It's
Baker
kicked away.
takes it out.
By
Looks like it would have been a perfect placement, but an Olympus defender gets her head on it and misplaces it.
So the substitutions for teams.
Myers
like
in for
Ferreira.
Anderson and Ferreira in for Risto.
A great job there. Anderson, I thought, did several really good defensive moves there. And Ferreira, of course, 2 goals the other night. So Wasatch wanting to get all their pieces in a row for the end of this game, hopefully. Ivy
Kicked out of bounds
gets
by
it kicked out of bounds.
deflected off of Olympus. Wasatch ball.
I think they took Reese Myers out for a little bit just to save her for this end game, so we don't run out of juice on defense.
Shot.
From
Herrera.
Pushed
Ball
out
has
of
had
bounds
to
by
be
Baker.
tapped out of the way, so it'll stay with Wasatch.
If Wasatch can continue to just keep on pressuring Olympus.
There's a replay of that. Baker just having to do anything she could to get that one out.
Wasatch could be able to put a shot behind the goal. But at this point, like you were saying, it's all just down to whoever makes the first mistake at this point. Both defenses have been playing nearly perfect. But the moment one mistake happens, it's over.
And Olympus on the forward right now. Ooh. They get ball in front, but Gibson
once again, but here
speed.
Olympus looks like they have some numbers, but it's kicked away again. So
exactly why Myers is back in. She puts her leg in front and gets that ball out of there.
Looks like it actually went off of Bradley. So Wasatch will once again clear downfield. Boy, and there's Stacy Cicely Clark. And Ferreira is going to kind of cause trouble. And all you need is a little trouble there on that end of the field.
Great IQ from Clark, marking up on the goalie.
Bingley from behind. Here's
Aspen bringing it down.
With Kid Berkeley.
Bingley with an opportunity. Gets it over to Clark.
And
it's in the hole! They're calling it off. I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking there was a offsides called. I think they're going to call Clark offsides. Here's the replay. Yeah, see, Clark, they're going to say was ahead, and that's what the Olympus players were waving, and so the offsides negates the goal.
Bingley gets in front.
Here's the energy. And that pass just out of the reach. Right now, even though the goal got called out, there's still a lot of excitement. That's brought a lot of energy back into this game.
And a crazy display of patience there from the offense. I mean, they had many opportunities to just try and put that up, but they found Clark and looked for a better shot at the goal.
Wow, a foul called.
Wasatch will take it.
Myers again on the free kick.
Explain again what Myers did so well the other night. They have her do this because she can get it down there 20, 30 yards, right?
Yeah, we've seen her land a few field goals, but not quite low enough to get in the back of the net.
And this is where the players have to line up. Wasatch has to be behind their defender.
And Myers gets in front. Bingley's there.
Bingley, but once again, Baker.
Man, that's just what Baker and Dunn do so well, is they can just read that box so well.
Baker's only a junior, and Dunn is a senior, so experience coming from these players.
Oh, yeah.
In the box. Three minutes left in this game.
Yeah, and by Munson, Wasatch ball.
Tucker, as you said, who's going to make the first mistake?
And with less than 3 minutes left, it all comes down to who will stay in control more.
Bingley tries to take it
past. He's going to get knocked over. It's going to be a foul.
Bingley will take it just below the 20-yard line. Her girl setting up.
Wasatch has most definitely had the most opportunities like this here in the last 10 minutes of the half. And this is exactly who you want kicking that ball.
Bingley setting up.
Will she pass it in or will she go for the shot? Looks like she passes it.
It'll be passed.
It goes!
Just away. Unbelievable.
So many close calls.
Wow. That was Baker on the ground, an open net.
Once again, just had to sit there and just pray it doesn't go in.
Baker doesn't get it as distance as she did earlier, but maybe that's all she wanted to do. I don't know.
Oh,
Wasatch this time.
Wasatch not happy with that call.
Seems like she laid the hit stick a little bit on her there.
I actually wasn't watching it, so I didn't get to see it. So
I don't know. It didn't. I think what was it? 22 kind of just sold it, but great IQ regardless.
22 kicks toward the goal. Wasatch, I like that they don't feel like they have to clear it back to their goalies. So,
Yeah.
Different teams are, do it different ways, but
Less than a minute and a half.
And that's something that you saw Clark reading while Bridget and her were down here on the right side of the field. Olympus gained control on the far end, but Clark marked up on the goalie so they couldn't get it back. And that put the Olympus defenders in a lot of trouble there.
Wasatch taking back possession of the ball.
30 seconds left. Wasatch up for
Ferreira
one
gets it up.
more push.
Aspen pushing.
Ivy's just not going to get to it in time.
Ivy had the speed, but it looks like the ball just had a little too much juice on it.
15 seconds
out
left.
On the 10-yard line.
Wasatch now can only hope to try to steal and shoot in 5 seconds.
Hold.
And again, that same thing. Reagan Brown.
2
Yellow
seconds
card.
left.
She makes it look like it's open, and then she just sneaks in front.
Wow.
She gets the holding call, and they're going to get another yellow card, the second of the night.
2 seconds left. I mean, all you're going to see happen here
I think Reese
is
gonna take
Myers is
shot.
going to just shoot toward the goal, right? Loft it up and hope a player can get in there. Yeah, I'm a little surprised, too. They showed the replay there. I didn't really see number 20, Hansen.
Well, you could see her tug just a little bit on the back of the jersey, but the ref didn't like
Oh,
that.
darn. Well, that looks like exactly what she was going to do. The clock, for some reason, so they're telling them to put the 2 seconds back on. For some reason, the clock started, and this is what I'd love to see. Instead of a shot right at the goal, loft it up as high as you can and let Wasatch get under it and just try to cause some commotion. Oh. And that will be the first half. So the shot was going to be a rocket toward the goal. It looked like Ellie Shooter. She's moving her shoulder. I thought it hit her in the head, but
So I guess that rule is a little different from most sports with the clock. As soon as the ball is touched, instead of starting when the ball is played, after the free kick, it's played right on the touch.
okay,
So Reese, really, her only option was to try and get it in the goal.
to just put it in the goal. Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be, I believe, 5 minute overtimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that does make it go quicker. I like that. They are going to do a 5-minute little intermission here. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, too, for a couple of minutes. Brent Martindale here with Tucker Calderwood and Miles Brown. Thanks for joining us on Sting TV. We'll be back here at Wasatch High School in 1 minute. Thanks for joining us.
Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Lost in the cracks of the landslide. You saw me slipping on the blind side, and I don't know if you can make right. I can't take it from the days when my heart stopped breaking. No one save me. I can't take it from the days when my heart stopped breaking. No one save me. Watch it. Watch it.
Let's go ahead and. Okay, so welcome back. We are live at Wright Tree Stadium at Wasatch High School. And guys, here's the guys right there, Miles Brown, Tucker Calderwood, and what a fantastic game. You know, people just don't appreciate soccer. They see 0-0, but holy cow, what a fantastic showing of ball control and defense.
Defense is the highlight of this game on both sides, defense and goalie.
So, as we mentioned, we welcome Miles. Tucker was here Tuesday night. Miles Brown joining us today, and this is what we want. We want the students here doing the job, and they're all in the booth with the cameras. Here we go. The start of the first, and hopefully only overtime, right?
Right.
It looks like the teams have switched sides, and so
Olympus pushing it down.
Olympus will go south now to the south end, and Wasatch will go. Oh, and that's going to stay. Yeah, it's going to go to Wasatch. So
She looked like she had a timing there, but got out quicker than she thought.
So we've talked a lot
That's a trip.
tonight, and that's going to go against the Wasatch. So we've talked a lot tonight about the other games. Either Deseret News isn't updating,
It's
or
still
nobody has scored, and I
0-0.
think it's I just think they just haven't done any updates yet. So it's going to go toward Olivia Dunn. She's going to.
Antonia will save it.
I called her Olivia Dunn. Olivia Dunn was one of my former volleyball players back 20 years ago.
A nice header. Great control from
Will
Bingley.
bring it down.
Gets up to Clark. Goes
Clark.
on to Munson's backside.
Carl with great.
Clark and
Carl with
Carl
some
going to
great
work together
footwork.
just a little bit. Carl's going to get it, and once
Kicked out
again,
of bounds
great,
by
fantastic
Munson.
defense.
Out
That's
on
Munson
Munson.
again, isn't it?
Munson again, just all over the defensive end. Not as much in the second half as the first, but she's still a presence.
The throw in, Wasatch, it's going to be cleared by Olympus.
But it's going to go right to Brown. Brown, the awkward touch a little bit there. Not getting what she wants.
Guys, I finally looked it
Meyer.
up. It's the Olympus Titans. Titans.
Titans.
All right.
Yeah. You'd think I would have known that, right? But
As you can see, both teams being very physical. Both teams want this so badly, and with overtime coming in right now, it's
I love that zoom in of Bingley. You can
Very
see
physical.
how tough these girls are. Boy, Olympus not liking how the ball's staying down on this Wasatch end. So
if Wasatch can keep it down on their side and continue to get shots on goal, they'll eventually put one in.
and I was wrong. I thought it was 5-minute overtimes. It's 10. And so as we mentioned, we hope you join us later tonight. We thank you for joining us here for Wasatch Girls Soccer. But later tonight, volleyball. Senior night for the girls. Oh, and something called against
calling?
Wasatch again. So many different things can be called for those fouls, guys. Different things with the hands, on the body, bumping with the shoulders and the hips.
Clark will push it down.
Oh.
Just beyond the reach. Is that Ferreira?
Yeah. I think she would have been offsides, though, regardless. But a great look. Just putting some pressure on this Titan defense.
Berkeley fighting for the ball.
Boy, so far.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
Bingley.
Looks like she gave her a little too much there.
Bingley's saying, come on, they've been tough on me all night. You're going to call that? Olympus has not been down more than once to their own goal. Dunn had to have one save. Well, there's another push.
Tonight, though, I think we're seeing a lot better officiating than last night. Last night we saw a PK for Woods Cross on an iffy call, but tonight I feel like it's been very, very fair and never really one-sided. Makes the game a lot more interesting.
The defensive battle is it's just always one of the great things. Wow.
Wow.
I don't know about that one.
It looks like the Olympus player went into Woolley, but Woolley just came out on top and she got the foul for it.
It just seems like plays they were allowing earlier all of a sudden being called.
Olympus will have a free kick at the 43-yard line. It goes deep into the right side.
Wow.
But it's knocked out by an Olympus.
Munson.
Wasatch really has to be careful right here. This is one of the areas if they make an error,
it's over.
Great pressure from Wagstaff, throwing her off, and man, the Olympus attack.
And I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know how overtime works. Is it sudden death?
Yeah.
Is it first goal that scores?
The moment someone scores, it ends.
So that just no second chances for either team if one team scores. You got to lay it all on the line right now.
Bingley with two defenders on her.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, they still called that on Bingley.
I saw an elbow go into the throat, but I guess they're going to call it. Oh.
Wow, aggressive. I like that.
Antonio with a save.
A good turnaround, though. Gives Wasatch a little bit of a break after that.
Shooter was down there already. If that had been within range, that would have been dangerous. Ferreira battling two defenders once again. It's going to be Titans ball. Again, these teams just like boxers. They're just fighting, punching, taking it on the chin, having to stay for the next one. They just
keep going until they call it.
Just keeps going. But I got to say, so far, there's already been, 3 penalties in this overtime against Wasatch?
And, I mean, I feel like it gets progressively more and more as the time goes on. We saw a lot more in the second half than we did the first.
Ferreira gets the pass over on the sideline.
Clark looks like she's staying on sides. Clark goes down low.
Clark kicks it in front.
Out of bounds.
Oh, and they called it out of bounds.
That'll be a goalie kick for Baker.
With about 3 minutes left in the first overtime, still 0-0.
You can see the graphic there showing these teams. Number 1, Mighty Skyline has gone down. They are out of the tournament. And these two teams, 3-6, with history. Even though Olympus beat Wasatch earlier this season, Wasatch getting the higher RPI. So, and guys, that's a testament to the Region 7. There's another push. That time, finally, a penalty on
great control
Olympus.
from Wagstaff.
About time.
But again, guys, I'm just seeing they were doing that all night. Why is that all of a sudden?
Why are they calling it now? As long as they're calling them.
Myers looking to boot it up from the 40-yard line, the opposite 40. Comes up a little short, but it looks like if Carl can get there, not quite. Baker again gets there first.
Baker, these
goalies are killing it today.
Yeah, they're and you got to admit, boy, it's getting closer and closer and closer.
We're seeing more and more shots than we did the first half.
Possession time has definitely been owned by Wasatch here in this overtime, but not by much.
Nice. Gibson gets in front of it.
Carl
Carl can get it up. Clark and Ferreira, 2-on-1. Clark a little bit further back than the defender.
And Olympus kicks it out of bounds.
1:25 left.
Bingley with a girl on her back.
I think Wasatch can smell it right now. They're
Oh. You could see Aspen Ivy moving towards the goal, but the ball just wasn't placed where she wanted it.
there it goes down the sideline.
Ivy goes down towards the baseline. She gets
Ivy
behind her
gets past
defender.
her defender. Ivy's going to get it to the middle. Almost. Cicely Clark just taken out of her reach.
Olympus ball.
A great move from Ivy there in the corner to get a cross in, but it was just flooded with Olympus
Defense
players.
just still so good.
Both of these defenses just staying on their toes and looking for an opportunity to clear it.
Down to the final 40 seconds. Boy, that was a quick 10 minutes, guys.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even realize.
30 seconds, things can happen.
Oh.
No
Wonder what
call
they're
there.
gonna call. They're
Oh.
gonna
And
call it
it's-
on Woolley.
Called on. Wow.
Woolley going underneath. I don't think she got much of the ball. I think it was more to
Boy, that's-
slow down the offense. Yeah.
I don't see how they call that a Willie. I don't understand that. I think even the Olympus player thought it was going to be called on her. 5
Olympus
seconds.
kicks it down.
Wow, this is
Goes
dangerous.
up.
3 seconds. 2.
Antonia Dunn there for it
Wow.
on Olympus's last stride.
That will be first overtime. Still, same thing. Both defenses have been fighting
You can see
over and over again.
Ivy,
So,
Talia, and Bingley sitting there talking to the ref.
So here in the booth, guys, we're, not much else we can say. Fabulous, beautiful defensive battle here at Wright Tree Stadium, and these two teams, whoever wins this, it will be well earned.
100%.
So looking at the bracket, you can see the bracket right there. Quarterfinals, only 4 matches left, and there you can see the Wasatch and Olympus. And like we mentioned, guys, earlier in the tournament there were goals, 6 goals, 5 goals being scored, and when it comes down to something like this, it's just good coaching and conditioning and stuff like that. So Maple Mountain right now, you'd think a 10 seed would be the highest, but it's not. You got Spanish
16,
Fork at
Spanish
16.
Took down Skyline at number 1.
That score was 2-1, and it was a second half goal that Spanish won with. So,
And we're gonna see a matchup. Whoever wins tonight will either take Clearfield, the 2nd seed, or Maple Mountain, the 10 seed. Oh, and you can see here on the replay the obvious foul.
Both teams just so aggressive. They want this so badly.
But I mean, I believe, did Olympus come from Clearfield's region as well?
yeah,
It could
so
be battle of regions, depending on who wins here. Maple
that's a
Mountain
really good
versus
question.
Wasatch.
Let's look at that. So here's, Skyline Olympus wasn't
No,
Clearfield.
not Clearfield,
So,
okay.
yeah.
But either way,
And this is the region, what did we say? 6, region 6. Okay. Yeah, again, a really tough region. I mean, East in there, they were in the tournament, and
I mean, I think if we saw Spanish, Maple, and Wasatch in three different regions, I think we'd see them all top 5 seeds, maybe top 6. Just a bunch of incredible teams, but them taking each other down in region just lowered each other's RPI. And
well, and same thing happened earlier. So there were 2 others that played as well because Salem was also in the tournament. They had to play one of their own regions. So when you have 5 of the 6 teams in the tournament from the region, that's why the RPIs are so high. So
what was the one team that didn't make it?
Cedar Valley.
Cedar Valley, that's right.
Yeah. And they had points. They had points. They were they're a new high school, and so they've been tough, but not a lot of wins in many of their sports. So here we go. Overtime number 2. The teams have switched ends again. And boy, right off, here's an opportunity for Olympus.
Corner kick for Olympus.
Corner kicks were not common in the second half for Olympus. I think they only had 1 or 2. So here we go in the first minute.
Olympus will kick
Corner
it,
kick
and
up right in front. Oh, wow. Saved by, who is that?
Gibson.
Gibson gets the header
That was
to save the goal.
Antonio was not there for that.
Well, I think Antonio was
Gibson.
playing on the bar, right? Yeah, she's got shoved up.
Man.
And look at that. Gibson kicks
Oh,
it
my
out.
goodness.
Unbelievable.
Olympus will kick it again.
Phenomenal reaction.
Once
time
again, here it comes. This time not
Carl.
as close.
Straight up.
there. Carl in front of it. They let it bounce
And
out.
it's going to go out of bounds. So
Goalie kick.
Wasatch
Great
ball.
Wasatch
Stop.
survives.
Man, that was the closest one we've seen yet. That was.
That is going to be one
That
of the
was scary.
closest
Olympus
ones.
will keep it.
Olympus going to keep
Oh.
pounding, though. Wow, no call there. Oh, yeah, finally
yeah,
a call.
The shove from
Bradley.
Bradley.
Kind of a late call, but
Yeah.
nothing against referees. It's got to be hard to watch every single
Yeah.
aspect of the game at the same time. So
Especially that you see Gibson going into Bradley, and Bradley, you just see Gibson going down. That takes a second to look at and call, just because they're both going at each other.
Olympus definitely controlling possession time here in this first 2 minutes of the second overtime.
Clark
Clark gets it
getting
past
it
her
around the
defender, but
the
it will
defender
take him.
stays centered.
Olympus taking all of the ball possession for this second overtime.
Oh, and a wide open
Cross
cross
kick.
to number 6, but Ivy gets in front, and so does Gibson there. Just great hustle, creating the
Wasatch.
2-on-1, not letting the Olympus player do anything with it.
Kicked back to Olympus.
Munson looking for an advance up, but
Kicked out of bounds by Wasatch.
looks like Wasatch maybe could have slowed it down there and
Yeah,
found someone else.
I
but
agree.
She just got it out. Maybe they didn't realize there was no pressure there. She could've
Instead,
been like that all
Olympus
game.
with another opportunity. That's
And the
Coons kicks it in front of the goal.
Ivy gets it out.
Unbelievable.
and it goes over. Oh
Wow.
my goodness, that was scary.
Olympus is pressuring Wasatch. That's already like the
We're only
third,
3
fourth
minutes in.
shots-
Yeah.
shot on goal from Olympus.
They're just getting closer and closer.
And Olympus just gets the ball back.
Shot on
Done.
goal, just
left at the
wide.
goal.
Wow, 5 shots on goal now.
Dunn was just there regardless, but it went far left.
That was Cavazos. Boy, Wasatch just
And
trying
a
to
great
get it past
touch
there.
from
Clark
Cicely
pushing
Clark.
it.
Trying to get
Bridge
it up,
open.
but
No,
Clark
never
just
mind.
not a lot of movement.
Clark's going to
room
kick it
there.
across to Ferreira, but it is stopped.
And
And
kicked
it's
out of
going to be kicked
bounds.
out.
Like you said, Ferreira was open, but that defender was just hounding Clark. She didn't have a lot of movement.
Yeah, it just
to,
didn't happen fast enough, did it? Bingley's going to come around and try to get it over in front of the goal.
Crosses it up,
Baker with the
goes
catch.
to Baker.
First time, really, that Olympus hasn't been able to control in their end. Wow, that looked like a
Oh,
hand.
man.
Crowd calling for it.
Pretty obvious one, too.
Referee, again, right there. It's hard to... Wow.
And Antonia Dunn there for the stop.
Ball is loose.
Oh,
And kicks it out of bounds.
wow.
Coons is furious. She thought she was
Oh.
tackled. She might have been.
There's the
There's an
call.
offsides
AR
call.
calls. I think he called a foul on that. I think Olympus is going to get a free kick right there at the 7-yard line,
Wow. Replay shows.
just outside the box on the 10.
It's showing what Coons is upset about is she tripped over Dunn. And I'm wondering if Dunn, if I could see that again, if Dunn reached up and grabbed her foot or something. I don't know.
I think.
Oh, they're going to show it here. So there's Dunn down. No, I don't think she.
She just tried to get up.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So four 3:45 left here in the second overtime.
This is a dangerous angle for a free kick. She's got a lot of open goal, but a lot of options on the line there. She goes to the line, but
Wow, and it
she
misses
hits it
her.
short.
Wow, that's going to stay with
Olympus.
the Titans.
Nice defense, getting in front of it.
But boy, Titans
Another
flexing
Olympus
their
corner
muscles.
kick.
Yeah.
Another corner kick here. So it looks like it's going to be Lunsford. She's going to kick it right. It's going to
Goes up. They can't find anybody.
just a little beyond goal, but boy,
I believe it was Myers that made
Stay
contact
Olympus
with
ball.
that.
Neff in that play.
Already-
And again.
Already 4 minutes left in the second quarter. These 10 minutes are going by fast.
Olympus most definitely has tried to take advantage of every minute of this overtime.
3
Wasatch
headers
just
there.
wanting to clear it, but boy, it's just not getting out of there.
Oh,
Neff with an opportunity,
we
and
had a
it's going to
head
be another.
collision. Someone's down. I believe is it Ivy?
Trying to see
that
who that
Bingley?
is. Can't quite
Looks
see.
like Berkeley.
It's either Bingley
that's 9.
or I think you're right. It's Bingley. That's going to stop the clock at 3:28. Wow, that really got cold. Bingley is down, and I'm thinking the way
Oh.
she's looking. Here's a
Neff with
replay.
an
Oh, it's
opportunity.
already down.
We
And
had a
it's
head. This is
for that
strange.
replay. It looks like they'll
She's
And
a
it's
tough
gonna be
player, so
another-
it's scary to see her when she gets
Oh.
up slow.
Neff with an
But-
opportunity.
Oh man,
And
we had a
it's gonna
head
be another-
collision.
So
Someone.
while we'll wait to see here, they're still tending to her on the field. She's going to get up.
She
but
stands
guys,
up.
I'm not sure she's going to stay in this game.
Looks like her head. She might have collided on that series of headers there.
She looks like she's walking pretty good. So, all right, well, it looks like we have our first final. Spanish Fork has gone down
To Brighton.
to Brighton 2-0. That is the only score that we have. That either means, again, games with 0-0s or
They just
that
haven't
one-
put in the scores yet.
so resuming back. 3:28 left here in the second
Olympus will take
overtime.
another corner kick.
With their, it's got to be their 5th corner kick of this overtime.
But a great play on the Wasatch defensive end. They didn't let it get close that time. And they got it out.
Another great
There
push
it
out.
goes.
It's going to stay with Olympus, but Wasatch doing all they can to keep it out of the danger zone.
Olympus on the attack. Oh,
Wow.
Antonio will save it.
the 3-minute mark. Wasatch has the ball. Looking to push up.
At this stage, guys, it's just continued strategy to try to kick across in front of the goal, right?
Clark will take it down.
Oh,
Taken by the defense. And it will be kicked out of bounds.
Oh, that'll stay with Wasatch. I'm a little surprised by that. I thought Baker would control that just a little bit more, but
get there.
wow.
And you see again them trying to mark up the goalie a little bit, but she wasn't there in time to get a stop.
Both teams looking very tired.
Yeah, you can see on that.
So, guys, we're at the 2-minute mark almost. In a penalty kick game, who wins this game?
Man,
I have no idea.
really with kicks, it's if your girls can find a place to just put it, it's all up to the goalie's luck, right?
All
I mean,
goalies at that point. As you mentioned, Tucker, the other night, 2 nights ago. Oh, wow, there's
Munson intercepts
Munson.
it in the middle of the field. She's streaking down.
Munson is just
Finds a
quick.
player.
Beautiful pass. Kick is up. The goal
And it goes up.
is wide open. That went off the football goalpost, so that's going to be
That's a goal kick.
out of bounds, and that means the goalie will get it. Bingley's over there warming up, so it looks like she's going to go in. Minute 17. Boy, the clock just keeps running. Down to the final opportunities for Wasatch. Wasatch is going to get a throw in. They're trying to get Bingley in there. They couldn't get it. Can't get the referee's attention enough. They're trying to get Bingley.
Oh!
No call.
No call.
Boy, the Olympus player gets weight roomed. Oh, man, and they call the free kick super late.
41 seconds left.
Looks like she stayed on the ground to try and get the call, but she's going to go back onto the field.
It looks like Coons.
The Olympus player gets weight roomed. Something you really only see in soccer. Oh, man, and they call the free kick.
Well, they're still trying to get the referee's attention. They cannot get it. Either he's not looking. The sideline judge
don't let him
trying.
sub.
He's just not paying attention. He's just paying attention to the current game. So 30 seconds left in the second overtime. Wasatch keeping stingy.
Wasatch gets it out of there.
Olympus
15
has seconds left.
Completely dominated the second overtime.
Dunn will get possession of it. Good read from Antonia.
10 seconds. Would have to be miracle soccer at this point to get Wasatch down to their end. 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1.
And we're going into PKs, but looks like right there at the end.
I think maybe it's. Okay, well, we're trying to catch our breath here in the booth.
Hearts are pounding.
I got to say, I don't know the rules. If it's 2 overtime or maybe more.
Go straight
I think we'll go right into the PKs.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try to evaluate what's happening here. We did have another injury, it looks like, out on the field, but teams are gathering. We're going to find out all we can. We're going to take a break here with Sting TV. Thanks for joining us. We will be right back after this.
Lost in the cracks of the landslide. You saw me slipping on my blind side, and I don't know if you can make right. I can't take it from the days when our hearts start breaking. No one save me. I can't take it from the days when our hearts start breaking. No one save me.
Your job is dependent on the snow.
Wasatch County over shows.
Good morning, Wasatch.
Wasatch High School is jam-packed. The 10-year-old school was built for 2,000 students. Today, it has 2,600.
So you're busting at the seams. It's crazy over there.
I'm a Gemini, guitarist. They talking about me like I am a thesaurus. Got some boys in the hood, I ain't talking about more. We gon' take everything in your house, get a mortgage. I need some glory, I feel like I'm Morgan, no Freeman. I drop a new song on my fans, know they geeking. Might go to LA and crash for the weekend. Me, what's the name? No one can defeat him. Get in the West, you playing my music. You got a gun, but we know you won't use it. I got some power, but I wanna build it. I'm one of a kind and you can't reproduce it. Mike is my hammer and bitch, I am Thor. Ain't none of y'all ready for that's a star. I kill the beat, put it under me, no score. Feel like I'm Bruno Mars, open that door. Switching the flow up, switching that cadence. Finna get reckless, tired of behaving. I'm way too ahead, I got me like savers. I have evolved while you a caveman. You not gon' slap, I know that you flaking, faking. I use the mic like a sword and I'm Jason. Fortune my words in this like a mace. more stupid.
So
Right
welcome
now.
back here to Wasatch High School. This has been nerve-wracking, to say the least. These teams have battled to a 0-0 tie through regulation and 2 overtimes, and it's now coming down to the shootout. Tucker, tell us a little bit about what you were just saying about
Right
this
now,
shootout.
both goalies have been playing absolutely phenomenal on both sides, but now it comes down to which goalie will outperform the other during these shootouts.
And the tricky thing that we were talking about with these PK shootouts is, I mean, the player just picks a spot. Maybe they read the goalie, but for the most part, it's the goalie trying to read the early touch of the shot and just taking one side to try and block it. So we'll
my
see
question is, guys, who is more pressured, the kicker or the goalie?
Oh man, I think
I'd
it's
probably say
definitely
the
the
goalie.
kicker. It's almost like a free throw, right? Like you have to put it in, and I don't know what else way to put it. There's a lot of pressure there just to put it in. It's the easiest shot in the game. So, but then again, on your side, the goalie, that they're saving the game.
It's a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides have so much pressure. If the kicker misses it, that's huge on them. It's also huge for the goalie for saving it, but it just comes down to, can our kickers put it in? Can our goalie?
Man, I
stop
don't
it?
think there is an answer to that question, to be honest with
I
you.
think you're right. That's what I'm like. I don't know how to, I think it looks like Olympus is going to be first. When you mentioned, the free throw thing, I mean, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure, that word free throw is one of the worst phrases in sports, right? There's nothing free about it. It's the same thing with the serve and volleyball. You'd think that would just be easy, and it's not. You can't just
Tons of
serve it
mental
easy
pressure
for the other team to just make it easy. So here you're about to see one of the great battles in one of the great sports in the whole world. I mean, this is an international game, and all of these players, these girls, look at that. I don't know if you can see it. The camera's not on them, but the goalies down there, it's like 2 boxers right before the match. All right, no bad shots, nothing below the belt. They're just doing the whole thing with the goalies there. All right, it looks like it's going to be Olympus first.
I wonder if there's a little chirping down there at the goal between the goalies. One yelling, left, left, left. It'd be pretty funny if they could catch him off with that, but I don't know if that's allowed.
Well, you can see
First
right
up is
there how
Olympus.
difficult this is for the goalie. I mean, right here you make it look like it's pressure on the goalie, but at the same time, and so I'm trying to see what number player this is. I didn't see quite who it is.
First shot.
Oh,
And
just
that
barely
goes
goes
in.
overdone.
So, first attempt for Olympus is in. I still can't see her number. There it is, number 4. So that was Lunsford.
Ellie Carl is now up to
strikes
kick.
first. Ellie Carl first? Okay.
For Wasatch.
The other question is, do you put your best players first or last, right? Because
Well,
you need those critical early kicks, but do you put your best players last to finish it off, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of strategy with the coach. We'll see what they end up doing here.
Ellie Carl, first up for Wasatch. She kicks, and it stopped.
Oh, good.
It is blocked by Baker.
Antonia up to defend.
Wow. That was huge.
Great look for Carl, but it just couldn't quite go.
I don't know if we're seeing
Baker was right there.
the replay on that, but looked like Carl was shooting right. But, bam, Baker full out, stretched out, was able to block it out. So, and yeah, guys, here's the replay on that.
First shot.
No, that's the
just
first
barely
one.
Just
goes
nicked
over.
off right. Just nicked off her hand.
So here we go. I didn't, again, get the number of this player.
And Dunn gets this one. Leaves a chance for Wasatch to tie it on this next kick.
Reese Myers up to kick now.
Trying to see again who the kicker is. Looks like 66. And
And it looks like
stopped.
it's good.
I can't say that last
It is
name.
again
Her first name's
number
Bree,
of
though.
this player.
Where is it?
And Doug gets this one.
Freshman.
Kitiona.
It's like.
Yeah.
Kitiona.
All right. So
Reese Myers, that leg we were talking about earlier. We'll see if
The cannon.
she tries to put some power on it or softly touch it to where she wants.
And,
she just misses
had
right.
she had Baker moving to her right, to her right, but Myers misses the goal to her right. So, and Myers, just devastated.
Heartbreaking.
That's got to be frustrating.
That might be the mistake right there, guys.
Munson
that
up to
might be
kick
the
now.
one.
Munson, that key player we were talking about earlier for Olympus, taking the 3rd spot in the PK lineup.
That actually is not Munson. That is
Never
Sorry.
mind.
that is
Misspoke.
Shooter.
Shooter.
Shooter up to kick.
Shooter kicks
goes
it in.
in.
Pins it top right.
So it is a 2-0 lead, and that comes down to this kick has to go in.
Cicely Clark up to kick.
And how many kicks
So
did we get?
well, I think
6?
it's best out of. Oh, I was thinking it's 5.
Is it 5?
So that means
You got to make all 3 of these.
you have to have the advantage by 1 after 5, or within reach if they can't get in reach. That means this kick has to go in. Well, I guess Olympus would still have to get one in. So
And she puts it in. There it goes.
so Cicely Clark.
Clutch for Wasatch there. Exactly what they needed.
Clark
Antonia
keeps
Dan.
Wasatch by a thread, still hanging on here. So Dunn, and again, this is where you're talking. Now it's pressure, right? So this, the way they walk up, I can't see their numbers because we're just. I'm thinking it's either 12 or so 17
it is a
2-0 lead, and that
something like
comes down
17.
to
I think it looks like
17.
17 to me.
It's Liza.
And she
Anderson.
puts it in. There it goes. Wow. Ton of pressure for this young buck here.
Clark, we just saw that replay, just calm and cool.
This could potentially seal the game for her. Antonia needs to get this save.
And are they calling it in? Yes, they're calling it in.
And it barely goes in.
And that is 3-1. So this is the kick. Wasatch has to make this kick. But even if she does, another Olympus goal will decide the game. So for this game to continue on, this is Woolley.
Woolley has to knock this
Senior.
down.
If Woolley does not make this, it is over.
So much pressure on the kickers right here.
And it goes over, and that is it. That is the game. The Olympus Titans will move on to the semifinals on penalty kicks. And guys, we were talking about the mistakes. It was right there, just 2 misses.
And
But the fact
The goal,
that
and,
the first mistake took all the way to PK kicks
Yeah.
just really shows how hard both these teams played.
Well, and again, talking about pressure, we saw pressure on the goalie, but right there, that was pressure on the kicker. And so Olympus Titans will move on. They will go to play the winner of the Clearfield Maple game. And again, that game for Olympus will be October 17th. I believe that's next Tuesday, if I see that right. There's the brackets right there. You can see the winner of game 28 will play at the 5:30 slot in game 30 at Zions Bank Stadium. And so Olympus Titans win, and the season for the Wasatch Wasps comes to an end on their home field here at Wasatch High School. Guys, wow. Heartbreaking, but man, it was still a lot of fun. And congratulations all to the Olympus Titans. So
just two crazy athletic physical teams clashing, and man, that was one of the best games I've seen.
So this will be our final time here in the booth. Guys, we're thankful to have all of you here watching Sting TV. I'm Brent Martindale, Tucker Calderwood, and Miles Brown. So, guys, let's talk to the camera just a little bit, or with each other. You were mentioning, and it's hard when you lose. It's hard to have a player of the game, but hey, that's your fan. Talk to your fan right there. That's okay.
It's my lovely mom trying to get her out of the camera, but
well, you can come on in the back, and you can be in the camera if you want to. So, guys, let's just Miles, you first. Let's talk about. Nothing we haven't said, but final thoughts on the game.
Man, that was just – we knew it was going to come down to this from the beginning. Just two defenses going at each other. So much focus from both of them, making the right plays, being in the right position, and that, I mean –
yeah,
just better PK shooting on Olympus's part, but you got to give Wasatch credit. I mean, both of them credit for just an incredible game.
Tucker, you mentioned earlier you were talking about the teams that make the mistakes. Do you call that a mistake? I mean, that's just tough.
It just comes down to most of those girls, they were playing the entire time. Maybe got subbed off once, but just went right back on. And so it's really tough because that's like over an hour of just straight playing.
Oh, we're on 2 hours now. I mean, it's 6:30, so you're at 2 hours.
Yeah, it's tiring for them. It's super tiring for them. It really sucks though, but it ultimately came down to our kickers made the first mistakes, and Olympus took advantage of that.
So final score: Wasatch goes down in points, 0-0 in the regulation and 2 overtimes, and in the shootout, I think it ends up being called 4-2. I was thinking, but I guess it's 3-1. Yeah. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. We want to congratulate the Wasatch Wasps on a fantastic season. Ended up 3rd seed. That is a fantastic season. When you're 3rd RPI, you're top 3 in the state. And but both coaches before the game mentioned, at this stage, anybody can win. So we congratulate the Wasps on their great season. But, of course, we congratulate the Olympus Titans for moving on. They are playing in the semifinals with a really young team, guys.
Yeah,
so
lots of freshmen.
So with that, we will say thanks for joining us here on Sting TV, and we will see you next time. We're going over to the volleyball game right now. We're going to do that.
There if you guys decide to join us.
Thanks for joining us on Sting TV. Talk to you again.